Hi everyone. Oh, straight away get a frog in the throat. Hi everyone. Let's kill that audio. Straight away get a frog in the throat. Figures. It's been a while. I don't know. It's been a month, something like that. A few things to go through. I've invited Arcooda people, that small group of Arcooda people who've ordered, and because I got a section all about that during this. I'm going to say the usual thing. I'm going to try and keep this short. I never have yet so far. But right, so let's go through this. So I suppose mostly right. Let's deal with the scalars, because it's obviously a big thing, right? The scalars with the wiggle, la 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 la. As probably most of you know, I over the last year, the later part, at least half of the year, maybe longer, I was asking people to, when we found out about the wiggle, is to send me in the pictures, take a shot of the wiggle, send me the picture, and I got about 70 of them coming, and I didn't tell people why, but basically, once we got it sorted out, once we figured out it was a patch, we managed to patch it. We had a whole load made, and I sent out 70 for all those people who had taken the time to take a picture. And this tends to be most of the Kickstarter backers, obviously. Sorry. And I sent out a scalar to about 75 people all around the world, as a bit of a test. Sent them all out. Everyone's over the moon, and that was great. The only downside was, because this was an experiment, only half of them roughly sent their scalars back, the old ones back. So it proved to me that my plan of, because we only had a certain amount of scalars that we overmade, and we ate straight, So basically, I had to go back to the drawing board a little bit. Couldn't do that. I couldn't send them out. It's just not going to work, because otherwise 50% of returning will go through what I've got. I've got about a cache of probably 80 or 90 left, which I need to go through and replace people's. Now, as I said many times, a lot of people haven't even noticed it. They don't even know what I'm talking about when I say about the wiggle. But that it is a thing. It was something that I missed. But we fixed it. Now, so where do we stand now? Is, let me. If you go to my site, go to shop. Click on monitors, scroll down, you'll find there's this. And what it is this is the patch. As you can see, I've put a red box there, so it stands out, although it's bright blue, so it stands out really. This is the page. Now, it's very important. Now, there is basically, there's a small charge. There's a £10 charge plus shipping, and the £10 is basically paying Tiffany's time to modify the boards. I don't get any. It still costs me money, right? But I'm doing a £10 charge plus shipping. So now here's the process. It's all described. Now I'm hoping, as it says here, the people are going to read this. It's very important you read it all. And there's also a link there to the manual, how to take it apart and so on. And this explains what was wrong with it, how to get yours. But basically, I'll run through the gist of it. Where's my notes? So there's a small charge, and then the shipping. Now, what you need to do now, people have been saying to me, right? Oh, can I just send it in? No, you can't. Don't even think about sending it in. You know, it's a little bit of frustration on my part on this. Don't even think about sending them in, right? So what you do is read all the instructions are on there, okay? But you basically, when you pay that, but what's happened then is, I print off your order, I stick it with the scalar. That scalar is then yours, and the number of scalars that we got ticks down by one. Now, when that happens, you print off your invoice, and you'll see at the bottom there's an address to post it to. Now, you only post them to me if you've gone through this process and you've paid for the shipping and the £10. That then you can then pack yours up and send them. Now, I'm talking at the moment to people in the UK. Right? I'm going to come to the rest of you shortly. So the people in the UK do this. So pack up your scalar, look at the instruction guide, take it all apart. If you want to send the whole pod, take the pod out and just send the complete thing. That's fine. Box it up, package it up nicely, make sure it's got bubble wrap around it and it's protected. And when it comes here, I'm obviously going to test it, okay? But make sure it's nicely packed up, send it to us, because we're going to package it up really well and send it back to you. So it's important that we get it in good condition. If you leave it in the frame, that's fine. I'll take it apart and I'll put the new one on. Take your scalar out and I'll put it all together and I'll stick it in and test it, make sure it's all working. Then I'll pack it up and get it ready to ship to you. If you want to send just the board, because that will reduce the shipping cost, then that's fine. Just make sure it's well bubble wrapped. Put it in a padded envelope, bubble wrap and then a padded envelope. Make sure it's protected to get here, because obviously we don't want any that I've got to throw away. So make sure it's well protected. Post it to me on the address that'll be at the bottom of the invoice. Once I've got it, and I'll go through the process, I'll do it and I'll box yours up, and then I ship out once, usually every couple of weeks, but I'll do one each week. Send them in, I'll get them back to you, and then when we get to the end of it, and we've got a whole bunch, then we'll get another Tiffany to make a whole load more. And we'll do the process again. So you'll see with the number will tick down for 45. And the reason I've got about 70 in stock, and we're coming into the second part now. If you're in Europe, I've spoken to Michael about this. If you're in Europe, you can send. It's the same process. You've got to get in touch. I don't know if he's going to do an order page or what he's going to do, but you need to send your board to him when he says it's okay to do so, right? And same process, you'll have to contact him how he's doing it. But then it'll save all the Brexit a disaster, basically. So you can get it to them. It'll be cheaper for you to ship to Michael in Germany. And it'll be cheaper for him to ship back to you. I'm hoping Europeans do it to Michael and the UK people do it to me. Then the shipping cost is not too high, because that's obviously important. So that will be in process. Now I'm going to send probably 25 off to Michael, and then he'll sort them around. He'll send me the other ones back, and then we're going to get another batch made. Now it's going to be I'll come to the reason why later. There's going to be a month to 2 months before the next batch, and then we'll do another batch. Now I'm hoping that this amount, because it tends to be the same people who are mentioning it. And so hopefully this will help those, and we'll just gradually go through as people want them. We'll just swap them around, okay, and we'll do it that way. But it's just a process. Now I had to do it this way because we lost half of the scalars because people didn't return them. If you did get one and you didn't return it, please return it. I realise maybe the shipping's a little bit expensive. In the UK, you've got no excuse. But if you're in America, I understand. But maybe one of the things that now, okay, I've done the Europe. If you live in Australia, or you live in America, or big international distance, it'd be worth you asking on the Discord channel if there's a like 2, 3, 4 of you, if you can get together and do as a bundle, send 4 or 5 or 2, even if you send 2 in. Now the shipping to America is not too bad actually. It's about 25 pounds, something like that. It's actually not too bad. United States, but what's going to happen is this is going to arrive and I'm going to end up paying duty. So when you, this is awesome. One thing I haven't actually put on there actually is quite important. When you send it to me, mark it as like £10 value, because my customs and mark it as return for repair. Otherwise I'm going to get turned over with, it's going to cost me a load of money. This is another reason for paying the £10 to pay Tiffany, because I know I'm going to get hit. And we'll see how that goes. But if you all send it, even if you send 5, like from America, send 5, get them over to me, but mark the value like £10, £20 return for repair. Now if you're in Australia, there's about 200 monitors in Australia, so there's a lot of them. So maybe if you can talk to your groups and get, I have got a guy in Australia actually, who theoretically you could, if you do want to do this, there's a guy in Australia who I've sent some boards out and already done this. I could do that where you send it to him and he could put. I'll have to ask him, and then he could. So maybe we trying to save some shipping costs. Okay, that's the bottom line. We don't want people paying too much money for this, but so that's the Scalar. The fixers fixed it. I mean, if you look on it, everyone who's got them is fixed, which is fantastic news, because I really didn't want to throw the old boards away and have to replace and do new ones, because there's nothing wrong with them boards. They're great little boards, and so it made more sense to patch them. Anyway, let's get off of that. I will do a Q&A at the end. I will answer questions that way. Right, so the next thing, monitors. They're all gone. So if you're just thinking, oh, I might get a no, sorry, they're all gone. And then what does this mean? Well, there ain't none left. The only ones that are left, I've got 50 odd monitors. Basically they're for the people who ordered the Arcooda. Okay, and I'm going to come to that in a minute. But they're for the people who ordered the Arcooda. So while we're still working on it, I'm going to come to that because it's quite an interesting one, this, because I've actually got something to show. So that's, if you wanted a monitor, too late. What I suggest you do, if you want a monitor, go on the website, and if you can register an interest, it doesn't matter which one you pick. Bottom line is, it's just, I'll get your email address based on what product you're after, like I did with the cases. In fact, I haven't mentioned the cases yet, have I? Oh, that's 3rd on the list. So if you register an interest on the monitor, and then the reality is going to be another Kickstarter. I had hoped. This has been very expensive, and we didn't have enough money left to manufacture another container load. That's the truth. And what little money we made from it as profit, I don't want to risk. That's the truth of it. So we're going to do the next one as a Kickstarter. Now, when is that going to be? I don't know. And there's Tiffany and I are doing an awful lot of work. Oh, she's doing most of it. Do most of it. We're experimenting. I can't tell you why. I'm not gonna tell you what we're experimenting with, but we're kind of experimenting on reducing cost, reducing the functionality, and what's the best direction to go in. There's no point sending me your comments, because I know what you want. You want it half price, and you want it like even better than it is, which, to be fair, especially when you've got the Scalar patched, it is pretty, to me, I think it's pretty perfect, right? Don't care what anyone says. It's a absolutely fantastic product. And having those patch boards has completely reinvigorated me, even more than I was before. So, but I do understand that the monitors, it would be lovely to reduce the cost. So there's a lot of work going on, which I'm not going to talk about. But ultimately, we're trying to figure out the best way to go for the future, and that's it's a difficult balancing act at the moment. And there's a lot going on. Right. So one of the things is an update on the Arcooda. Now, there's about 51 people. Unbelievably patient. I've actually been through emailing them all to say, look, just checking their email address, and about 5 of them, the email addresses are not working. So, but the bulk of them are still there, and I'll probably start phoning the others because it's taken a while. And I've actually sent them an email tonight to say, look, join in. The Arcooda is actually moving forward. It might not seem like it, but it is. That's not it. Right, so I only picked this up the other day. Now, Tiffany's going to probably be screaming in the text box, what do you mean you haven't? I haven't tested it yet. But an awful lot of work has gone into this. Ignore that and ignore that little cable with a switch. You can see it on the screen, but just to show you that it is actually real. I've seen it working, right? But I haven't put it in mine and haven't tested it. But basically, what we have here is a bit like the early prototype for the original Slot Zero. So it's hard to see, but hang on. I don't know if you can see my mouse pointer, but there's a SCART pointer, right? There's a SCART connector here, and there's an RGBI, and there's a power, and there's a switch. But this board hanging on, this top board is a MES board, and it's a hanger, and underneath it is hanging the Arcooda board. Okay, now this first 50, we're making a board like this so that we can ship this product out to people. But I didn't want to ship a bare Arcooda board because, to be honest, it's a great piece of tech, but it's fairly basic, right? And we wanted to add a bit more to it, right? So we've added RGB SCART, and we've got on here the RGBI. So I'm not going to tell you what else is on it because it's not decided yet. And Tiffany, no, don't say anything because we haven't decided yet. There's a lot still to work on. Now we are working on the HDMI output on it, yeah. And so this is still a prototype. Obviously, it's still a prototype. Let me see if I can get you another picture. Oh, no, I'll come back to that later. Yeah, so you can see it's still a prototype, but you can see it's there. This will plug in, and it does work. I know it works, but I haven't plugged it in mine yet. I've basically, because I've got to strip down the other Arcooda, which was just a bare board, and I've actually got to assemble this and make a frame and that kind of thing. But as you can see underneath there, where that VGA, that card, the yellow card underneath, that's the Arcooda. Okay, it's a good board. What it does is really good, but as a board, it doesn't really do much. An HDMI and a VGA input. You know what I mean? So we wanted to do this with SCART RGB and the RGBI, obviously, because Tiffany wants it on there. And there may be other bits to it, which we'll look into later on, and we'll discuss later. I don't want to mention it now because it may not be in it. Anyway, so that's that board's coming on really nice. And I'll probably do a little video showing it running, which will be good. Right, what's next? Oh, cases. Yeah, let's show the cases. Right, cases. Now, I always say to people register an interest on my site if you want a product, because when it comes back again, you'll know first. Okay, so 2 days ago, I emailed everyone on the waiting list that was registered, sent them all off, and we've sold. But the minis don't sell, but they're very quick. To be fair, we've sold about 30 of the minis, but the plus packs are almost all gone. The white keyboards, yeah, they're not. There's not many left. The black Checkmate Garrett, I made up about 100 of them, 90 of them, I think I made. And the white ones, there's only 5 left. So if you want one. Unfortunately, the keyboard cable kits, I only had a few in stock. A lot of this is, the idea of this is, just so you know, if you're in Europe, Michael's going to probably take a whole load of these and he'll sell the minis, but not the pluses. The pluses are just coming from me. So if you want to buy a plus, we're selling them as a pack. You can't buy just the case, but you get the case, you get the rear panels for both the Amiga 1200 and the 500. You get a power supply and you get the ATX adapter. So basically, all you got to do is drop in an Amiga motherboard. Yeah, there is still the issue with the keyboard, but that's discussed in the information. The Mini is always one of those things where you need to give people a reason to buy them. And I'm probably going to do some Mr. and Pi fitting kits because I've got a lot of frames still. The only problem is I don't have many of the cables, so I need to sort out what kind of kit I can supply for the Misters, etc. So yeah, that it may be you end up buying some cables. I've got to see what I can wear. But before I ship, as I said, they're not shipping till the end. These are pre-orders. They ship. They'll arrive in middle of February. So I'm being very clear on the page, if people bother to read it. They will ship at the end of February. So I don't think there's any issue. It gives me 2 weeks to pack them up and ship them out. So shouldn't be any issues there. Once they're gone, they're gone. Whether I do any more now, the whole point of this, it was a weird number. So it was like 37 pluses. That's because I got 37 plus front panels, and that's it. I've got no black front panels, so we only made them, and also we have packaging as well for that. These are coming in plain boxes, not the nice colourful ones anymore. We haven't got any. The minis are they're coming the only deluxe versions. I have put the price up on the minis 20 quid, mainly because it's such small numbers. They're expensive to make, right? And the costs they have gone up since the last lot, so I've put a little bit on top of the cost. But it was only 20 quid, so but they're a nice little thing. If you've got like a mini ITX board, be that a PC, be that an Amiga, whatever you got, or fit a Raspberry Pi and Mist. I think the Mist is a really good one to put in there. It's a fantastic one to put in there with the power supply and so on. Yeah, so when they're gone, I'm not going to say they're completely gone, but it will be a while before I make any more, because I've then got to buy new packaging, and it may end up having to be a Kickstarter, probably for the pluses. The pluses are more popular. But yeah, so there's still a handful left. If you want to buy one, don't think about it. It looks like the minis will be there for a while, but I'm expecting them pluses to go in a few days. So if you want one, get one. Okay, so the next thing, right. I have got, let me brighten this up, that I'm just gonna, no, don't want it, that'd be all right. So I have to turn brightness up, because if I have it up, you can't see it, because you can't see that screen now, but you can see it on the 8. Remember, just in case you've forgotten, my monitors have HDMI output, as you can see. So now this has got my Pi Storm in it, but it's also got a frame thrower, which is amazing. So I'm just going to load something up. guessing there's a bug there. We'll give that another go, okay? But the frame thrower is absolutely fantastic. That's the first time it's done that, by the way. So it might be I got a problem. But let's let this boot up, and then I'll show you, because this Pi Storm and frame thrower is fantastic. Right. There you go. There's no audio, so that's frame thrower. Do you know, it's no switching, no nothing. Yeah, it's just going through the HDMI out. Anyway, if you don't know what frame thrower is, I'll show you what frame thrower is actually, because I've got a couple of spares. This is a frame thrower. It's a tiny little thing, okay. And it comes with a ribbon cable. Right. And you put that in your Denise, where your Denise socket, and you put your Denise in here. And then you connect that ribbon cable up to the camera input on the Raspberry Pi. Then you run the new version of the software, and it does that. It basically puts the Amiga's RGB into the Pi's camera port, and Michael does his amazing work with the software, and you now have Amiga graphics on top, and it just displays it. It's absolutely amazing. And Amiga M goes back. Amiga M goes back. I think that's possibly one of the greatest things ever. I really do. So yeah, that I'm really pleased with that. So that's my recent one. I've had it for a while. I just didn't get time to do it. But yeah, that's pretty special. Before we go through the questions, okay, so I'm gonna give you basic information, so hopefully you can all go good luck. But Tiffany's in Thailand, and in probably 4 hours she's going to go through surgery for a transition. So she's going to have the operation and the whole 9 yards. So everything's going to be fantastic, Tiff. Hopefully you lot are all going to send her a nice message, wish her luck, and I'll keep you up to date. You know how it's all going and whatever. Now, what this means is, to be blunt, she worked her butt off, literally, for the last month before she went to finish this off, and we didn't think it was going to get done in time, but the boards arrived, and so that's basically. And then this isn't ready to sell, but it's pretty much. You know, that I'm hoping the next iteration of this will, once we tested it, we can make 50. I just literally want to supply all those customers with their Arcooda machines, but I don't want to send them something that is not as good as the standard slot 0. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, so we want the HDMI output, and we want the Scalar RGB input, and we want this stuff for you guys, who, especially as you've been so patient. Want to get that out to you, and then we'll see where we are with it. Again, I'm not going to talk any more about the future, not yet. But yeah, so Tiffany's in Thailand, and she's got a Facebook page, and so I'm sure everything's going to be fine. Right, question and answer time. So let's have a look. Hello. Never got around to send the wiggle, but I've had it. Life's just gotten away. Okay, that's fine. Hang on, let's turn the camera. That's okay. The service is there now if you want to use it. I've been through it, not going through it again. Please read everything on that page. Very important that you read everything. One big thing, and I do mention it in it, I've had about 3 or 4 people sending scalars in with no address, no nothing. I mean, it didn't matter when they sent it back, really. And well, that was lucky because they got it and they sent it back. I've got the board. Great, yeah, it's fine. I have no idea who it's from, because what I do is I marked on their order that we'd sent it, and I mark on their order we received it back. So there's 3 or 4 people out there who didn't bother to put who it was from, just assumed I'd know, and then so they're not marked. It's not. I've got it back, but it's not marked as received because I didn't know who sent it, which is kind of frustrating. Which is why I'm doing this process like this. But anyway, any chance to ship the board, have it fixed and returned for shipment cost regardless of wiggle picks? Any chance to ship the board, have it? Well, I've just been through all that. I know some of these comments are before I explained it all, so I'm assuming that's all answered. I'll go through the process and send my back in an anti-static bag and bubble wrap box. Yep, great, that'd be brilliant. I will turn them around quick. I mean, as I said, I've only got 45. Some are going to Germany. I will turn them around quick. So, you know, by the time I get... If you're in the UK, it might only be a few days. Hello, I missed the beginning. Oh, well. Is that Scalar fix a voltage regulator? Pretty much, yeah. Can you sell again black edition of Checkmate display? Maybe. Seamless switching with frame throw. Oh, okay. Looking forward to the AGA frame throw. Yep. I can't find the link to the wiggle return info. Oh, God. Go on my website. Go to this page. Monitors. Scroll down. It's right there. Click on that and please read it. All of it. Read all of it. You'll have to forgive my frustration. It's been a bit of a journey, this. Glad to know about... That's great. Take off the RF daughter board before we send it in. Take off the pod mat. Yeah, you can do. Yeah, look, you can take the board. The instructions tells you how to take it all apart. You can send back just the board. Just make sure it's well wrapped and protected. Okay. If you want to send it, just pull the pod, disconnect the cable. If you want to pull the pod and send me the pod to keep the whole thing bolted together, that's fine. Send it to me. It might be a bit more expensive, but send that to me, and then I'll rebuild it for you and I'll post it back to you. Because putting it in is really easy. I did a little video. Someone said, "Oh, I can't get it in." Well, you just lay it flat and you just go clonk and it goes in. Let us fix it. This is a PITA. Yeah, let us fix it. Okay, right. I realise the American side is a different thing entirely. It's not a straightforward fix. If you don't want to send it in, I understand. If you do want to give it, because I'm really kind of anti this, but if you do want to do it yourself, and you damage your board, tough. I'm sorry, you can't send me a broken board or what. I'll throw it in the bin. It's just not how we can't do it this way. But it is what it is. Should have sent me the wiggle picture. Close to sticking this lemon on eBay at the moment. Oh, okay. Yep. You probably get quite a lot because there ain't none around now. That's it. Oh, well, there's not many questions then, is there? I'm not quite sure. Micronite 7. No, Mark Barrett, sorry. I'm not quite sure why you're saying it's a lemon, because all it's got is a little bit of a wiggle when it's fixed. But hey, yeah, you bought it. You're welcome to your own point. Why? Okay, let me address this. I mean, mine's out of warranty now, received early Jan 25. I don't care about warranties. I don't care, right? I know you don't know me. There isn't such a thing as a warranty, right? Basically, if it's not working, you can send it back and we'll send you back the new one, right? It's no biggie, right? Warranty's got nothing to do with it. I look after customers, yeah? While I can, I do. So there you go. Don't worry about warranty, because technically it was a Kickstarter, so you didn't really get a warranty anyway. It's Kickstarter. You're back to Kickstarter. But I tend to look after customers going as long as I can. I look after customers with my cases from 4 or 5 years ago. So don't worry about warranties. Right. Right. Well, this might be a quick one because there's no questions and there's not much more for me to say apart from get your let me just get this in. Hang on. HDMI 2 yeah, get your boards in. Now again, if you're in America and you're on the Discord, I don't know how feasible this is, okay, because I've realised there's quite big distances between you. But in Australia, I had a couple of people volunteer to handle all this, okay? And I've got 600 monitors in the US, okay? So, but because we got small numbers of boards, it makes it a bit more tricky. I had considered going to a company out there that is a retro company and seeing if they wanted to handle it. I'll send them some, swap them and send them back. But in an ideal world, someone would volunteer, put their hand up and go, I'll help, right? And then I can just send them some boards and then they can swap them, yeah? And then send me back a load and I can, pay the shipping back, that kind of thing. Do you think one day upgrade the size of the display? No, right, not at all. I like it when he's got stock and ready. I'm not sure you can answer. Hey Steve, realise that the EU customer go for Dragon Box and have emailed them for info, but do we wait for ordering system from Michael, or do we order? Look, I don't care if you want to order from me. Fine, it's fine. I mean, you can. The only issue is your shipping's going to be a bit more expensive. I'm probably going to get stiffed with fees, hence make it return for repair and mark £10, but it means you might end up getting a charge when it lands with you. That's the reason for doing it with Michael, because you're just doing it inside back and forwards in Europe, a bit like me doing the UK and back. So that's the reason for going through Michael. If you want to place an order now and do it and post it, do it, yeah, if you're not worried about the shipping costs. I mean, I spend a fortune on shipping costs, so forget the business, right? With retro stuff, I spend a fortune. So, if you want to do that, fine, and you'll get it quick, yeah. Because Michael, I won't be sending these off. Well, to be fair, I'll probably send him some off this week. But we just got to go through what we've got, get them back. And this is why I can't lose any now. That's why you've got to send it in, and I'll send it back. And then once you've got it, the Scalar is absolutely amazing. Right. Yeah, I'm not upgrading the I'm not upgrading the size. I like the size. I think it's a fantastic size, and I don't fancy $100,000 to make another size. No thanks. Yeah. Talk to you later, Tiff. I would say good luck, but everything's going to be fine. Right, any more questions before I go? Because then I can go and do other things. Oh, yeah, the thing that you saw the picture of, just for any of you interested in music, this is my gear. I have zero musical talent, right? None. But I do like synthesizers, and I like analog synthesizers. So I've been building up this little collection over the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and you'll notice a lot of his Behringer, which is absolutely amazing. I know some people really don't like Behringer, right? Can I post a link? Go on the website. Some people are so... Right, let me just... Hang on, let me just make this easy. There you go. Can I upgrade to the next version of the Scalar? There isn't a next version of the Scalar. This is it. We do have a new batch being made, but it's exactly the same. Has a different picture on it, but it's exactly the same. It will just have this patch built into it. That's if we make them. Yeah, no, I'm not. I know this is gonna sound weird, but I'm not into computer music. I'm like analog synthesizer. I like to be able to touch them. Okay, fine. If it's cheap, then fine. That's fine. I'd prefer you send it to Michael because it saved me any fees, but I've got no issue with it. If you want to do it, go on there, do it, and then you'll, get it off to me, and then you can get it back sooner. Because don't forget, once I've run out of those 45, there won't be any more because, which I didn't mention actually, Tiffany's going to be out of action for a month. Once she comes back, that's why I'm trying to get everything ready, get a whole lot, another 60, 70, maybe 80 or 90. Give them to Tiffany. She can mod them all, and then we ship them out as well. Yeah, so I like my synths, and I just like playing with them, mate. Especially this one at the top. This one at the top. Again, I don't know if you can see the mouse, but it's called a Behringer Poly D, and I know a lot of people aren't fans of Behringer because oh no, it's like making clones of well, it's quite funny because retro we do clones all the time. This thing is unbelievable. It's basically a Moog Model D, but the Moog Model Ds at the moment, the reissues are £4,500, and that thing cost me 420. And the tests have been, I've seen some of the tests where they put them side by side and test them, and they're like 98% there, but I don't care. It sounds amazing. It's a wonderful device. It's wonderful quality. I love it. And it's just inspires me to play and make sounds, and again, don't expect music from me because I have no talent. Okay, but what I'll probably end up doing is make sequencing music album tracks that I like. Basically, like that's one of my first ones, Oxygen, and making my setup able to play the tracks. That's part of the fun, and then learning all about it. And I've just bought Ableton, the fullish entry level version, so I'm going to play with that. So yeah, that's my hobby at the moment, apart from motorbikes. Anyway, right. So any more questions? Bung them in the box. If not, I'm going. Thanks for joining in. We'll get these scalars out to people, and then we can do another batch in the future. If we do like run out, because over time, obviously some of the boards, we test them before I send them to Tiffany, and obviously we're kind of losing some of the boards. But so in the future we may have to make another batch of scalars. So it might be that later, because I can't fund because the way I look at it, it's not a bad board. it's a great board. It just had a little issue, which we've addressed, and it's trying to do it the fair way. So it might be that in the future, if we run out of scalars, and I'm hoping we can replace all the scalars of people who want to replace them, just by rolling these, coming back and patch, send them out, get them in backs, roll, by doing that, and not have to then make a load more, just to, because then there would have to be a cost of the cost of manufacture charge. It might make life a lot easier. To be fair, it would make life a lot easier. People just, they just pay literally just the cost of price and the shipping. You wouldn't have to send it in, so it might actually in some ways be better. But I have to make quite a lot to do that, and of course, so it's something to think about. Anyway, we'll see how we get on with this the next 2 or 3 months. Over time, I think, because I don't get that many calls. I did replace 70. I've got another 70. These will probably disappear, and then I'll send them out to people. So we'll gradually get through them. I think about 10% of people have noticed it. Even Farzi said, well, I haven't got a problem. I gave Farzi, I said, just bloody replace it. But he'd never noticed it. So a number of people have said, oh, what's the problem? So anyway. That's it. I'm going to go now. Thanks very much for joining in. I will do another one. I don't need to do these every couple of weeks. I'll do one next month. We'll maybe make it a monthly thing. I might release a video of this. Yeah, the Arcooda, because I think the Arcooda customers would like to see it working. It's not far off being ready. I'll be blunt. I mean, this isn't far off being ready. The only thing at the moment on is the board doesn't support audio to the monitors, to our speakers, which to me is no biggie. But that's, wait, we will get that sorted out. But I'll do a video on that, and I'll do a video on it, and you can see it all working. And then when Tiffany comes back, then we can, again, it will be at least a month before she's fully recovered, and she's out there for 3 weeks having a great time. Well, apart from the first couple of days, a few days of discomfort, but I think she's going to have, I've told her to soak up the atmosphere, because I've been to Thailand, soak up some of the atmosphere, because it's good for the soul. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna fiddle with the keyboards because I'll wake me little enough. But thanks for dropping in. And I will, if I can find the button, I will see you next time. But thanks again for joining in. Bye.